Hi everybody and welcome back to Hex Token Channel. Hope you guys have been enjoying yourself out in the good old Hexagon land, and of course welcome to all new Hexagons. So I thought I'd do an update. This is 6 days after I did my first video Hex price prediction until early 2022. Now I had PulseChain launch expectations, PulseChain testnet and fork on that. That was the 23rd of October 2021, and thanks a lot for everybody that's provided comments on that. Now, this is an update on that, of course. I will leave the link to that video in the video description. But let's get on to the update. As you know, I like to just get straight into it. So here is the Hex USD pair on Uniswap. This is the V2 pool. As you know, that about 87.7% of liquidity is in the V2 and V3 pool for USDC. So I'm having a look at the V2 pool here. Now I've kept in the good old prediction that I had from that previous video in orange, and there's a bit of update on that. So I did that video on the 23rd, so it was here, and the price was around about 27-28 cents at the time. It ended up, so this is the 23rd, it ended up actually going up to the top of the range that I said. So I said basically that we could see it trading sideways in a range, but that there was actually bearish, a bearish bias to the chart, and that it would continue to have a move down. So that pretty much turned out. The only exception was the fact that on the 23rd, the top of the price was 32.5 cents, and that it actually moved up towards, it actually broke and had a little peak. It was a very temporary but little peak at 37.5 cents. It came quickly down from there, as you can see in the chart, and it closed at 33 cents. The next day, the high was 33 cents as well. So pretty much kept at the top of the range, as I said, 33, except for that one exception. That's typically can happen. Of course, it can spike above and come back down. And of course, Hex still does have bots on it, and some bots trades happen, gives us a lot of the spiky looking data, especially on the 1 hour, 15 minutes sort of thing. All right, get front run. So the following day, and then this has just been declining with that, of course. And of course, Bitcoin has had a big rise. It went to 67k, has pulled back since then, just under 60k at the moment as we speak. So the price has actually just continued to go down, with the high going to 32, and then finally the bottom of the range, I said, of course, for that video, was the top was 33, but the bottom I said was 27.28, and that's kind of around about here. And of course, it was hitting the bottom in there pretty nicely, and then in the last sort of for 24 to 32 hours, it's actually broken down below. Especially today. So today's the real breakdown. I guess yesterday you could say, okay, that's fine, still within a range, but today it really has broken down. And the high today is on the 28th of October, 6 days after my last price video, is the high is 27.2 cents, and the low is 22.9 cents. So really testing our spike back on the 19th, which was 4 days before my last video. And of course, that was pretty close to my prediction on that it would hit 22, but that we could spike down to 18, 19 cents, something like that, and it did do that. So pretty cool. It's coming back here. It's actually tracking pretty well. And it's not really what I would like, because I like higher prices just like you do. But of course, if you want to pick up a bigger stake position in Hex, which is pretty ideal, then the lower the price, the better for you. It just depends on who you are, right? If you're wanting to get more stakes, you want a lower price. If you want, if you've already got stakes and you've got, you want the value to be bigger, then you want the price to go up, just like that. But we do know, of course, that we are in parabolas. We have this parabolas going, where it boosts, it goes up really high and then comes back, and we can see that in the chart, just keeps going like that. And of course, this is where we are today. Now, obviously, the big thing is PulseChain. PulseChain is taking longer than it was initially expected. Obviously, testnet software, they can take time. We are in PulseChain testnet, so that is a good thing. They're obviously doing a lot of tests on there. People are playing around on there. Also, people in the software industry are even building their own user interfaces, doing setting up stakes and all sorts of stuff like that. So lots of cool things are happening on on it, including the airdrop test as well. So that's going pretty nicely, and we should get an update from that from Richard at some stage. Now here we are at the price though, and the price is currently at 23.2 cents, near the day's low. So still very bearish, and of course we could reasonably expect to see another candle down. So here is the price that I had. This is exactly the same way I had it in the previous chart on the 23rd, and so we're going to have a look at that now. Let me just update my studio there. And so here we are. We're going to go down there. We could just hit the candles on the way down. It's not necessarily that it will fit exactly, and it may fit over the candles, may fit over the line. So we might get a candle here, then come back down. And of course, this is the bearish scenario if we continue this trend. And so we do definitely have a bearish move in play. If it does go down, I do think it's going to get to about 18 cents. We have the 200-day rolling average at 17.5 cents. So they kind of converged there. We also have, of course, the previous parabolic rise, which we come back down, is sitting here as well. So that hits the bounce, hits the 200-day bounce, bounces here where we took off for the rise. And of course, it also bounces near our previous peak as well. So we do have support in here, and we've also got support from the 200-day rolling average. That's very important. And so that's very interesting to see that. Now let's pull up the good old, these are some indicators. You may not be completely familiar with them. We've got the commodity index that's used in commodity markets. So definitely in the bearish tone here. It's below negative 100. Once it gets over zero and gets an upward trend, then we get more into bullish territory. So definitely we'll be watching out that, maybe for another update, maybe in another 6-7 days. Also the MACD, it's a moving average, that's also on the bearish side. We want that to cross over the yellow signal line there. So we're looking for that. You can see when the blue line is above, the price is moving up on the chart. The other thing is that the RSI, famous one here, is still in the negative. It's actually pulling down. This is actually very good for a big price rise. So this whole move down here, very good for a big price rise. And we can see when we're moving up on the chart here, we've got a nice strong RSI moving up. So now that we're tapering off, we're going to lose the energy. It's going to have a nice bit of room for move up here. So this is going to fit probably in the chart very well. So it's looking good. The EFI, these two bottom ones are the EFI and the volume oscillator, both volume indicators. And so we're waiting for that to get up. We need more volume. Obviously, you can see we've had a good day volume, but it's in the negative price. And so we're waiting for these to move up. Once we get some sort of this action, when the price is moving up, we get these bigger volumes here. We get this nice move here as well. You can see that in the oscillator as well. So we get those moving together, and we'll be looking really good. So the indicators are just cooling off, and of course that should set us up nicely for a nice move up. So hopefully that is a bit helpful there. Let's go back to full chart. Now we're going to look for the future. So good chance this is still on track, the forecast. Once again, I can be wrong. So far it's looking pretty good, unfortunately, because I really wanted to move either sideways, because sideways move would have been good, moving along here and then go up. That would have been nice, but we may just cool off here as well. You got to remember, most people are in the money, so they can certainly sell down to profits. Only people that get up, that buy above the profit line here, that are out of the money. That means that they're running at a loss. So we could see this continue to go down to the middle of November. Why the middle of November? Because we are waiting for announcement about PulseChain. So we need a few more weeks, and even if we don't get an announcement here, the market may start to say, okay, we've come down, we've hit these support lines, we are expecting a PulseChain announcement, and surely it's got to come in December. The market might say, they might say that, of course, and then the price move up. Another catalyst, of course, is big whales. Big whales, the big money that's in here, the ones that really help push this price chart up, that also will happen as well. That also push the price up. The other side, of course, we do have a lot of smaller investors coming in. As I cover in the daily videos, we get hundreds of those coming in, and of course every week there's several thousand of new investors, and that's fantastic because HEX is really growing. But it's the big money at this early stage, still coming up to 2 years on the 2nd of December, and so it's a few of those factors to come into play. So we've got a lot of buy factors, and also the chart, the technical TA showing us, or technical analysis showing that this could run out of steam at around about here. Now that's not to say we might not get any spikes down. We could get spikes. Like I said, we've got a lot of bots trading, that bots could spike us down as well. So this is talking about the kind of the average close here, and that's where we're looking at the bottom. It may not actually reach here, of course, and I hope it doesn't either, but we are definitely definitely a bearish pattern at this stage. So this here would come up here like this, expecting that to run up on any of those newses, the whales wanting to buy in, PulseChain news, PulseChain expectations, that buys up obviously continued growth. Now remember, if we do get an announcement about PulseChain, then the number of wallets and the number of people staking will rapidly rise. We'll get another bit of this sentiment here as people want to get a copy on the PulseChain and games on, and the price has already come back and it's nice. The RSI is really cooled off, ready for another rise, and of course we will potentially rise up and challenge the previous high here. So you can see in this one here, we went up high, we pulled all the way back like this, we had another little one, then we pulled back up to here, and this rise back here is really this rise here, because we had the first one, this is the first one, and then the second one, that's the second one there, and then we kind of move sideways a little bit. See, we move sideways a little bit here, and that's that mark there. And then of course let's pull up forward here. So this rise, of course, that's the middle of November. Then we rise up to about the 5th of December. Now it may be scaled over to this way. It may be this bar here may happen over this way. It's not exactly necessary on that, but it's a good idea of the pattern. So let's pull down the price as we come to a close of this video. And so we're expecting the price to rise. We could get around mid-December here, go sideways to mid-December from the 6th mid-December for a little while, and then we expect the PulseChain to launch somewhere in late December. It continues to rise. PulseChain is super exciting. Everyone's after P-Hex and E-Hex, both on both chains. The price keeps going up through January. Might have little oscillations in here, but the price keeps going up as big players pull the money in, and of course that's looking awesome. We also have a lot of the big stakes coming, ending as well by the time we get to mid-December, by the time we get here. So a lot of less room to move out there, and many of those probably stake another month, 3 months, or even longer. So that's pretty much the indicator there. And of course the top of that price range, 2nd of February, same as the previous video at $3.30. So pretty cool. Hope you enjoyed that. So back down here around 50, around the all-time high here, and so forth. So hopefully that's a bit of help. Once again, look at other people's videos, other people's price opinions. This is just my own, not investment advice, and I hope to see you in the next one. I'll probably do another video like this in maybe a week's time. That seems like a good period of time, and let's see how well I did on my predictions so far. Unfortunately, so good, and we'll see how we get on to the next one. Please subscribe, like, share, and definitely share this video, and get out there and pick up some T-shares if you haven't got any, or you want some more. All right, hope you enjoyed this one. Bye for now. Catch you in the next one. Cheers.